welcome in. You're watching the Kitsap Classic on John Brown TV. Nate Sexton and Chandler Fry on the commentary. Take a look at the card. It's myself, Justin Rinesmith, Sebastian Behme, and A.C.Flint. Tell us a little bit about Horseshoe Lake Golf Course, Chandler.
Yeah, Horseshoe Lake Golf Course is located on a beautiful, beautiful golf course, very aesthetically pleasing, rolling hills lined with trees and OB. And hole one, we got 320 feet. Oh, there I am, giving Nate Sexton a little love.
Our 1:30 tee time is brought to you by Mary and Tom Von Temple with Best Buy Discs. First on the tee, representing Innova Champion Discs and Pound Disc Golf from Olympia, Washington, Nate Sexton.
I got the Firebird ready to go here. 320, like you said. You could go straight at it, or you could take a forehand maybe around the outside to try to get under that low ceiling. There is OB long of the basket, but not that likely to be a problem.
How long has it been since you played a tournament round?
I think the Memorial, really. So
Yeah.
probably like 6 months at least. And I was a little nervous, I'll be honest.
I can tell.
That wasn't a great shot, but it got a pretty good bounce and
That's
roll.
a pretty good shot.
And it's not too bad. I missed my line.
It worked out, though.
Representing Team 360, Justin Rinesmith.
Justin Rinesmith, fantastic player from Western Washington. Great putt, great backhand. Let's see what he can do on this course today.
This is a little high, but maybe sneaky. Yeah, definitely sneaky.
There's no branches there.
That's solid.
There's a little gap up there you can see from the tee pad. I wouldn't recommend hitting it, but he nailed it.
Sebastian Behme.
Beam. I said Behme. That's my fault.
I think he'll forgive you. Going with the sidearm. See if he can correct on Nate's line a little bit. Put a little bit more left.
And that's a lot more left.
I think that branch kind of took about 20, 30 feet off of it. He should still have a putt, though.
Yeah, I think it's about a 20, 30 footer.
Next
So
on the
he
tee
might have
from
been about
Pullman,
parked without that little
Washington,
tick.
Representing
For sure.
Bruce Disc Golf Club, Flint.
The artist formerly known as Flint is on the tee pad. I believe he actually goes by AC. Is that correct?
No, he goes by Flint, his
Okay.
last name. And he mentioned that to us as we were starting the round. And the announcer, just doing the best she can, was kind of like, oh, he wants to just be called Flint. But he was, I think, when you're announcing his name, he's not going to mind AC Flint. But when you're asking him the scores, he prefers you don't call him AC.
Okay.
Who knows?
He
But that's
put
a little
yeah.
outside with the ante. He's probably about 100 feet away now. And a nice approach.
Should be an easy par for Flint.
Sebastian, probably 30 feet left.
Ooh, a little left. Good looking putt, good power, good height. Just had to get a little more center for that to stick. How far are you on this one?
I would say 27 or so.
Okay. From this angle, it looks like 10 feet, but you're giving it some spins. So it's probably got to be more than 25.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Right in the bucket. Good way to start the tournament.
Yeah, I was happy, lucky to get a birdie out of a not ideal drive. And this came to rest really nice.
Absolutely. Not the recommended line, but a birdie nonetheless. Good job, Justin. Here comes A.C. Flint to clean up his par.
Call him Flint, man.
I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I've only met him once, so I'll get it.
He's a good dude. A couple pars and a couple birdies on hole one. Things get a little tougher on hole two as you're teeing up from out of bounds. So you have that little kind of nerves to make sure you hit the gap. If you don't, you're probably re-teeing with a penalty. So that's a big, big problem. There's a lot of holes like that on this property. So you might hear that a lot from us. But you're playing a big hyzer here. The basket, though, is like 15 feet from out of bounds. So you really need to get it close to be able to run the putt.
There are a couple trees to contend with right off the tee pad. Most people are going with a large or a big old hyzer around the right side, but you might see a couple people going for the flex gap through the middle.
And I early released that pretty nervous shot.
Good safe play, though.
Yeah, it's in bounds. I didn't think it was going to be, honestly. I thought it was so early that it might find OB, but there's kind of some rolling hills over there that stop you from skipping too big. And this is a really wide hyzer. Now catches a tree.
It's right in the fairway. Should be able to get up there for a pretty easy par. Here's Sebastian falling off the back of the tee pad. Resets, throws.
And you hear us all saying that's out, but we didn't know what we were talking about because this is really good. You think it's going to be out, but then those hills stop it from skipping.
You can see the top of the basket, but that's it. So really when the disc lands, ooh, oh wow.
Whoa. So that was going, he went for a different gap. The first kick was sending him straight out of bounds. I mean, he was staying out of bounds. He was going to have to re-tee, but the second kick at least gets him in bounds, but he still has 300 feet here.
I think the OB scared him a little bit.
Yeah.
Did that well, right?
Yeah, kind of a flex shot when probably needed a hyzer.
Yeah.
Justin has a tough approach too. Wide open, but just try to not go out of bounds, and he left that well short.
I think the OB got in his head too. He was trying to get it short of the OB and not risk it, and he put it way well short.
I'm just laying this up.
He should have gone for it.
Oh, man, what a save this would be. I don't know. Do you think he can even run this? This is directly out of bounds.
It's for par. So he might be thinking about it, but
I think that's a run.
Oh yeah, good safe run. Good safe bid at it. Oh, this is terrifying.
And you see the OB path right behind. This is probably, I see the paint. This is probably 39 feet, 40 feet.
That is a hero putt. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, bring it back.
Nice.
Look at that form. The leg is like above his elbow.
It's so committed, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just like firing it with out of bounds. You can hear me in real time, in slow-mo. Wow.
Great putt from Justin. Great par save. That's going to probably give him some confidence for the rest of the round with his short game. And this is for birdie. Oh.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
At least it curled up pretty close.
That's also a scary putt. If he hits that rim the wrong way, it can roll or bounce right onto the path. There we go. Reset a little bit.
Collecting himself.
Yep.
And you got to think, I don't know for sure, but it might not be that these guys have played that many rounds on camera.
Oh, what? Was that left side or was that?
It was barely left, but man, it could have gone in. I don't know their tournament histories, but that is something that can. You maybe, if you've never played in front of cameras, you might not give it as much credit as it deserves. How nervous that can make you the first couple of times.
I think you're being a little humble too, because they're also playing with you.
That's true.
A very popular figure in disc golf.
Some people might get nervous about that, but if you get a chance to play with me, don't be nervous. I'm not gonna.
I'm always nervous playing with you.
I'm not gonna get mad at you if you miss a putt. You can get away with a couple misses. Maybe I'm not gonna call Innova and try to get you sponsored right away, but we have time for that later. All right, our third hole, par 4, 655 feet. OB on the right side. You can see that cart path kind of winding its way down. If you land right of that, you're out of bounds. So you just want to throw a distance driver. Not really that technical of a drive, as you can see. Try to get your 400 feet out there, and you've got a simple approach.
The main mistake you're going to see off the drive on this hole is people overcommitting on the Anheuser angle if they're going for the flex shot and hitting the trees on the right side and hitting down. Looks like you are terrified of the OB on the right side.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. It's going actually too much left, to be honest, but super safe.
Yeah. Should be like a flex sidearm from there. I see a Seahawks tattoo on his arm. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll work.
That's a little better than mine.
About the same, though. A little bit, slightly better position.
Yeah, he got it flat at least for a little bit, so it didn't skip so big.
You guys both have pretty similar upshots.
And this is our first chance to see the power of Sebastian. He really has a fast arm speed.
Yeah, that's good.
It's nice to hear how supportive you are of all your card mates. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I think at heart I'm a commentator.
Yeah.
And I kind of can't turn it off. Like when I see a great shot, but I don't think about it. I was just like, nice. I can't.
Sure.
I don't know.
I think that's a good trait to have.
Yeah.
Definitely keeps your card mates uplifted. And
Hopefully. I mean, I'm just, when I see a good one, I'm not going to be shy about saying so.
one thing I've learned, if you're having a kind of a bad round or a bad start, the best way is to compliment other people. And if they feel better, you're going to feel better. So
That gets back in bounds.
that was scary.
Yeah, that was out of bounds, hits the tree. You see how barely he squeaks back in. And this is heading for the golf green. That's
he is.
also OB.
He is making this hole very scary.
Can he skip off? Yes. So definitely flirting, but he's inbounds twice.
If he nails that putt, that might be the most impressive or scariest birdie I've ever seen.
I mean, that might barely even be a putt. He's probably like 80 feet.
What are you throwing here?
I had to go to the Orc because of the low ceiling. I would like to be throwing a Firebird, but
That's great.
yeah, I think that tree helped.
Nice. It's like Justin's going with a little turnover backhand. Oh, I'm lying to you.
Yeah, that's not, you wouldn't expect that, but it works. I mean, in this case, it works.
Wow.
It's
That's a
not the
great
most
shot.
open way to get there, I don't think. And I think we must have missed Sebastian's upshot. Maybe he threw a little too quick. But he threw it well. We're going to see him putt in a bit. He had a very simple upshot from that big drive that he threw. Here he is.
He is a very fast player. That might just be a Michigan thing, you know? Nice birdie from Justin. So this should be an easy drop in for you. Yeah, great start for you. 2 out of 3 is not that bad.
Yeah, Justin right with me.
Oh, yeah. Putting the pressure on you early.
And Flint here for his par after kind of a wild hole.
Oh, my gosh.
It continues, unfortunately. A little high, a little left maybe, but man, would have been nice to see that drop.
That putt's like 50-50. Like, it
Yep.
could go in, but he got the
Yep.
unlucky 50. So, hard bogey for Flint on there, but I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Hole 4, another short-ish par 4 at 650 feet. This is another one where you've got to navigate that first gap to get inbounds. So that's the reason I'm going to a forehand here, even though the backhand is the better play angle-wise. I just really want to make sure I get out of the gap, get up the fairway a little bit, make sure I don't have a big number.
And once again, we are teeing from out of bounds. So if you hit one of these trees on the left of the path, you are staying out of bounds and we'll have to re-tee. The usual play you're going to see is going to be a flex shot. As I think we're going to see Justin here. Just power it down the middle, hyzer a little left, and end up in the middle of the fairway, hopefully, for an easy second shot.
And this is a lot of hyzer. Is this going to stay inbounds?
That's scary.
It is not. That is on the cart path.
I threw a similar shot, and I thought I was out of bounds, but I was actually inbounds by a couple inches.
Nice.
So I got lucky on that one.
Sebastian showing us a wide hyzer.
I like this play.
Yeah, this is really good. Just skipping down the hill into the middle.
It's so easy. There's not much thought going into it. Just throwing a hyzer angle and put as much power as you can, and you should be fine. Now let's see if Flint can get through the trees on this one. He got through.
Yeah, a little anhyzer, a little roll. That's probably a good roll. Moves him back a little more towards the basket and improves his angle a little bit.
You can probably chalk it up to nerves, but I think Flint is having a bit of a struggle with his angles right now.
Yeah, a lot of shots coming out with that anhyzer when maybe that isn't what he's going for.
Yeah.
This is not quite reaching the basket, but
That could have used more Anheuser right there.
make up your mind, Sherman. The guy's down at the bottom of the hill there, though. He's probably 60 or 70 feet from the basket.
And Justin just wants to get up to the top of the hill for a par putt.
He's
let himself.
not good, considering how wide open that shot is. He's going to have a really scary par putt.
How far are you from the basket here?
I think that yellow flag you can see on the left side of the screen is 300, so that would put me like 340.
Okay. You throwing a Firebird or an X-Cal?
I think
here?
X-Cal here, way up high.
Great shot. Right in the circle. Sebastian has pretty much the same shot as you.
Yeah, only just slightly closer. Similar line going way up.
Oh, he's left a little meat on the bone. He's got to make a big putt for that birdie.
And here's Flint, low ceiling, going up the hill. Ooh, wow. Almost.
That was pretty cool.
That would have been a fantastic throw-in.
Was there a little air bounce in there, or was that just straight?
It looked to me just more spinny, but
Okay.
maybe a bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Also, wow. That was 45 feet.
These guys are pretty accurate. Okay, these guys are really accurate.
Jump putt from Sebastian, in for birdie.
Let's see if Mr. Behme can big putt you on this one. That's pretty close, though.
Yeah, this is probably 20 or 22.
It's a bit of wind to think about, but it looks like you have a tailwind, so it's not that much. Nice. Good putt.
Gonna be a bogey for Justin.
Someone cheering him on in the background for his bogey. Not a bad par from Flint. He gave it a bid for a birdie, so.
Hole 5, par 3, 360 feet, and this is probably the most elevation you're going to see on the course today. This is a pretty downhill shot with OB on the right side.
There's also a golf green to the left of the basket that you want to avoid. It's kind of an awkward shot because with the downhill shots you want to throw with the angle of the hill, and this has about 30 feet of flat above or in front of the tee pad, so you can't really throw down. You have to throw straight, which makes it somewhat awkward.
Yeah, and I got a little lucky there. I thought it was OB as you heard me talking, but it actually hung up in some bushes around the bottom of that tree, and it's around the edge of the circle. And this needs to sit down.
Get down before it.
No. Roll. Oh, man. That's a pretty sticky green right there. At least he went out of bounds somewhat close to the basket. Not very close, but he should have a putt for par.
Yeah. And this is shooting out of bounds, but it's back.
He must have hugged some trees before this round.
Yeah, that was a good result.
That's one of my ways of warming up. I just go and hug every tree I can find.
Don't skip.
Oh, this is looking great.
Really thick grass.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Solid.
It's kind of a scary putt, though, because there's that downhill slope right behind the basket. If you do miss, you're likely going to find the out of bounds.
And that's a little short. Not too bad, though.
He definitely wants to be closer, though. All right, is he going for
it? He was thinking in his head was the exact same words. Am I doing this? No.
I think he made the right decision.
I think so too.
Yeah. Just take your medicine, move on.
Nice. That was probably 30 to 35 feet.
That was great. Yeah, Justin's putt is fantastic. I really enjoy watching him play. This is a bit of a tester, a bit longer than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
He looks committed, though. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
People are... Your card mates are starting to get the putters warmed up.
Yes.
I'm excited to see if that goes anywhere. Ooh.
Pretty lucky there because it's really pretty steep behind where I'm standing. So only another 10 feet or so to the out of bounds. Glad that some of those bushes and weeds held on to my disc as it started to roll.
This is a decent sized putt. I'd say this is like the biggest tester you've had this round so far. If you can convert this. Oh yeah, you're setting yourself up for a fairly good round with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with the start.
I was pretty sure I was going to make the 3P. At least I was trying to convince myself of that. But I was pretty resigned to like a sick 40-footer for 3. That's what I was pretty sure it was going to be.
Designing yourself to a sick 40-footer. I like your strategy.
Hole 6, par 4, 675. For sure the hardest hole we've seen yet. This one is another where you're teeing from out of bounds, but it's kind of a long ways before you get in bounds. You got to get to the right of that path. And then the green is really, really tight next to the path as well. So easy to go out of bounds off the tee shot and on the second shot.
And once again, we are teeing from out of bounds with a gap that we have to hit off the tee pad. It's kind of an ongoing theme of Horseshoe where there's 2 or 3 trees that you have to navigate through before you get to the inbounds.
Yes.
So they definitely make you think, and they can get in your head a little bit as well.
And this, I mean, it doesn't really look like it on camera, but I think this feels low ceiling
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
when you're throwing it in person.
I think like the best play on this one is just a smash flex shot, but then you have that little branch up there.
Yes.
It makes you question that. It's like, should I just throw in bounds or should I actually go for a big one? Ooh. Is that flexing?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a pretty overstable disc. Cool. Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes, if you do make it through the first gap, is overturning the disc and ending up on the right stool, which is not fun to be in.
And it's really steep over there, too, if you go very far in.
Oh, no.
Oh, man, and that's a disaster because that's just going to be a re-tee.
Shooting 3 from the exact same position. I'm surprised he didn't. He has a great backhand with great power. I'm surprised he didn't even throw like a mid-range or something in the middle of that gap. He can do it.
And he went
Yeah.
kind of conservative here. So this is pushing 350 to the basket, and if you're short at all, you're out of bounds.
Yeah, and
As you
it's
move
blind
left.
as well. You can't see
Yeah,
the
so
basket.
this
from
is
where
out of
he
bounds
is.
for sure.
Yeah.
That is way short and across the path left, and that's going to be a really long putt
Yeah.
for a 6.
6 or a 7, yeah. That's pretty brutal. This looks fairly safe. Looks pretty nice, though. If you
gotta
are short, you can see the yellow circle on that tree, and you just want to get around it.
Yeah, I went with the standstill dart because my destroyer had gone in the rough just a little bit, and I'm
nice
pretty
shot,
happy
though.
with that.
Leaving yourself in that 25-foot range that you've been handling pretty well so far. This was a good drive from Justin.
Yeah. Pretty simple hyzer left, and that's thrown pretty hard, so that's a good sign.
If that gets a little skip, that's going to be right up there.
Oh, man. Yeah, nothing to do but lay that up and hopefully make 7.
That's unfortunate. Just a couple mistakes, but it leads to a really big number. Getting the flips in. Get the knees engaged. Boom. Effortless. Nice putt.
Thanks. 5 under through 6. I like that.
It's a pretty good start. 6 under through 6 is a little better, though.
Yeah, at least one better. Get the calculator out.
Gotta do some math real quick.
Nice
catch.
birdie.
His putt is his short putt is all arm. I feel like there's not much going on with the knees, the legs, unlike Flint. There's a lot going on.
And Flint's second shot was pretty nice. Get all the way up here.
That was a birdie, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Great job from Flint. And is this a 7 or an 8?
This is for 7, I think.
Oh wow.
This would be triple bogey.
Ouch. That's gonna hurt. Luckily for him, we'd still have 21 holes left that he can battle back and bring it down to under par.
Yeah, definitely. Hole 7, 600-foot par 4. Technically not teeing from out of bounds, but basically, because you have to go over the land where this cart path swings in. So you want to try to go as straight as you can, and I did not do that very well. I'm going to go quite a bit too far right with that shot.
Is that on the fringe, or did it get any roll out? Or
It's fringy, kind of.
That's too bad.
And this is not on the fringe. This is absolutely buried.
I think Justin just wanted to give you some company.
Yeah, he's in a horrible spot.
All right. want to see a big shot from Flint.
Oh, man, but that's a worse spot. That's out of bounds, and he's going to at least get to move up to a drop zone, but it's got to be 400 feet from the drop zone to the basket.
It's a tough placement for the drop zone. I'm sure Sebastian's looking to uncork on one after a pretty rough previous hole.
Yeah, if you can get a nice flat shot that doesn't fade much. This is not that, though. This is danger of going out of bounds, but it's safe, barely.
I think one problem that some players were dealing with on that hole was the natural tee pad. We were going from concrete.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, I think it might have messed with their footing a little bit.
You can see the basket up there on the right, on top of the hill.
Looks like Justin's going to have a... Or was that was Flint.
That was
Flint. He's going to have a long jump putt.
And this is a big forehand. This has got to be 380 at least. And it comes up well short. There's Justin.
He's a bush now. Yeah, he must have nothing back. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty hard for him to even get his foot behind the disc.
That was a great out, though.
And the roller.
I love it. Oh, come on.
Too much cut, but it's going to be in bounds.
That is not what he was looking for, but at least he got some forward momentum, and he should be getting hopefully a par. That looked pretty pinched.
Yeah, well, it was low ceiling. I tried to kind of fire it low. Probably, maybe should have gone super high and try to swing it. I don't know. Didn't work. I know that much.
Could have tried to one-up Justin and thrown a roller.
True.
But maybe next round. Decent upshot. And this green does provide some challenges because we do have those low-hanging branches that makes you think about how high you're coming into it on. But there we go. That looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Sebastian caught one of those, but he's right there with you. Should be able to make that. This would be a great putt.
Yeah, to save par.
Yeah.
That's a nice effort.
Great effort, yeah. Nice. You're looking for a birdie on that one, but par's fine.
Yeah, especially after a bad drive, it was just kind of scramble mode. Everybody on the card scrambling on this one.
This probably is one of the harder par fours on the course, so getting a par on it isn't really losing that many any strokes really.
No, probably not many.
But bogeys we'll be losing strokes though. Obviously.
You hope a hole's not averaging bogey in the pro field. It does happen occasionally, but it's likely not a great hole if it's just averaging a bogey. Maybe change the par on that.
There's a sad drop in from Justin.
He's making a recovery, though. He's getting...
Look at that mean mug. Is that a mean mug or a sad mug? I don't know. This hole is hard. It's only 270 feet, but you have to hit this gap that's low ceiling, very tight, and then you have OB just to the right. That you can, if you hit a tree, you might hit over there. If you throw a roller, you might roll over there. Yeah. It's kind of terrifying. I'm
trying a forehand roller because of that low ceiling. And this is a bad one.
Sit. Good curl.
Pretty lucky.
And also, you can see on the next tee pad is literally right there in our line, so the next group is usually looking back on the card teeing at them to make sure that no one hits them. And that can be somewhat distracting.
Yeah, it's not even just not even just a low ceiling, but also the high floor that makes it tough for me. That rising hill, the perfect shot is just that low backhand that takes a couple skips.
Yep. It's very hard to execute though. This looks pretty close to it though.
This is probably long. This is probably near the next tee, just like you were saying, because it flew a little too straight.
It looked like an ankle buster for sure. You trying to make this?
Not at all. It's kind of a slopey green. It doesn't really look like it from here, but you'll see as we get up there.
Oh, those poor golf carts.
Yeah, man.
What'd they do wrong? Stopped working?
Everybody dies.
Wow. It's got pretty dark.
It's not dark. It's just true. But you do know you've thrown a bad shot when you end up in the cart graveyard, I think.
Oh. That is not what Justin's looking for. Now he has a, looks like a 45-footer for a par save on a 270-foot hole. Oh, man. He's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, and look, there is Flint. 45 long. And I'm getting some rocks out of my shoe.
Who's putting him in there?
I don't know. If I ever find out, we're going to have words.
Beautiful.
Great save.
Look how it just hangs there in the chains. Sebastian has a very committed putt.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really nice when it comes out clean. The problem is, if he does hit off center left, it tends to bounce out because it has a lot of power in it. Looks like the wind's picking up a little bit. And now, for the next hole, it looks like it might be a straight headwind.
Yeah, it was kind of like light wind, but enough to make you think sometimes, or maybe
Sure.
change a disc. This is probably one of the harder par fours at 800 feet. Really true professional par four distance because you need obviously back-to-back 400-foot shots with accuracy.
For sure.
And the green has OB left and right. So it's a really precise second shot that you need to throw if you want to get the birdie.
And most of the upshots are going to be blind. You're not going to be able to see the basket. So you're kind of looking at landmarks or trees around the basket to kind of gauge where you're throwing. So it's kind of scary. This is a good hole for Sebastian to just unleash. Yeah, good turn up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be fine. What?
That was a dog.
I think that was Flint.
No, that was a dog, like right next to the tee pad, a guy walking his dog. And luckily he got, like for Flint, I think it wasn't that bad. His shot was kind of done. I felt bad for Justin because the guy with the dog just hung out. And he was kind of like, hey, Trixie, be quiet, okay, Trixie? And it's like, then you think, well, I got to throw, and this dog might bark again.
Justin's totally expecting to bark right in his backswing.
Yeah, that was a bit scary.
Kind of annoying, but it's one of the things you just got to deal with. Got to have blinders on the course. Just kind of not focus on the distractions. This is pretty aggressive.
No,
Oh,
I
no, it's
don't think
not.
it is. Yeah, this is,
yeah.
he's playing short of the basket. They didn't get the big drive. Keeps it in bounds. Should have kind of a putter shot down to the basket.
This is aggressive.
This is going the wrong way, but it's thrown pretty hard. This is going way right. It's going to be in bounds. The basket is left of the flag there, kind of on line towards that big red feather flag you can see down there. You want to be 50 feet left of the ball golf flag stick.
Yeah.
I'm going Destroyer, going for the green.
What form of golf are you playing right now, Nate?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Because this is a fantastic shot if you were swinging a club and had a ball.
Yeah, but now I'm out of bounds. I threw it too low and too wide and paid the price.
That's probably the most common mistake we're going to see on this hole. The other one is going to be skipping left or just going straight out of bounds left. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Oh, yeah.
A little short. There you see how tight the basket is with OB right and left.
Oh,
And
man.
that's not ideal.
Yeah, the upshots are coming up a little short for a lot of these guys today.
And look at this weird lie that he found. He's got to crawl up in there and throw between the trees.
I think he meant to throw there just because he is being filmed. He wants to... Oh, maybe not. No, he didn't. I'm just kidding.
OB.
Ouch. Jumps over the curb, OB. In years past, this hole has had a lot of spectators lined up there just watching, but due to COVID, we're not seeing a lot of people out there.
Technically, no
Unfortunately.
spectators allowed, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
the other players in the tournament were kind of coming back out.
Yeah, and the
But-
staff of the tournament were watching every once in a while.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be on the grounds. It's solely to spectate. What a putt.
Gosh. I feel like these putts aren't necessary. They're the results of bad upshots, but they look great.
Yeah, almost every putt's the result of a bad upshot, if you think about it.
True. That's a casual, slow walk-in. I like it. It's like he's used to it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, nose down.
Come on, Sebastian. Yeah, great looking shot.
Nice par.
That would have gone in without the chains, I feel like.
And I am going to get a bogey here to finish out our first 9.
And that's so tough because you want to be neg 6. But
Sure.
you're neg 4
Sure.
because of that bogey. But fortunately, you have 18 holes to keep battling, so.
Yeah, I'm at 4, Justin at 1, Sebastian +3, Flint +4. Thank you to all the sponsors and to John Brown TV for being out there and filming, all the staff that was out there, and the golf course itself for giving us a place to play. For Nate and Chandler, we will see you guys for the middle 9.
See you guys.